Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, our province is currently facing the second wave of COVID-19 and winter is fast approaching. Our government took decisive action during the first wave by providing critical social services relief funding to municipalities and Indigenous partners. This funding was necessary to provide rent relief, expand shelters, and purchase PPE. Will the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing please explain how the government is preparing our partners for the second wave of COVID-19?
The member for Milton and Parliamentary System.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me just start off by thanking the member from Flamborough-Glenbrook for her amazing work on behalf of her constituents each and every day, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's an honour to stand in this House today to speak to our government's plan to help vulnerable Ontarians during the second wave of COVID-19. Yesterday, following several days of local announcements by MPPs across our province, our government announced $241 million in new investment for municipalities and our Indigenous community partners, Mr. Speaker. This funding is part of our government's $510 million investment to support homeless shelters, Mr. Speaker, create or renovate more than 1,500 housing units and expand the rent support program right across this province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And clearly, this is evidence that our government is taking the safety and well-being of vulnerable Ontarians seriously. We all know that funding is important, but only if it's going towards community projects that keep our communities safe. Can the minister please assure this House that the funds are going to projects that will benefit those that need it most?
Hear, hear.
Parliamentary Assistant.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank my honourable colleague once again for this important question. Mr. Speaker, it's important, and that's why we've asked our municipal partners to submit business cases for the available funding, and that's why we have now approved the investment for our partners, Mr. Speaker. For example, the City of Hamilton provided a compelling business case and will in fact receive over $11.3 million in social services relief funding. This funding will be used to support the health and well-being of residents and will go towards projects such as operating an isolation centre, 3 hotels, and enhanced drop-in services, and assist in acquiring a facility and renovate 2 existing emergency shelters in the area. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.